Okay, and I'll just need to go into Git. Okay. I cheated a little, just cloned this from GitHub. And in Copenhagen.js.dk, this is built using what you use.
Jekyll, Python, something.
So it's something. It's a page that actually needs to be built. So I wouldn't be able to just serve the raw index file, or maybe I would.
I have it actually locally, but
okay.
Would you like it?
But anyway, let's pretend this is PHP, and my static file server actually doesn't do PHP. So I can start Livestyle. Oh, I need to remember to do it in screen. Yep. I can start Livestyle, and I can tell it to please proxy from http Copenhagen.js.dk.
Copenhagen.
Oh yeah, that's probably not going to work that well. Yep. And if I tell it to proxy, I need to give it a server root. So please use this directory as a server root. So if you guys reload your pages right now, it should serve you Copenhagen.js.dk. Let's just check that. Yeah, it's on my home connection. So.
Cool.
Yeah, so it does that. And now I can actually just go ahead and edit the style sheets.
Because you own it down in the right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, this requires me to have the files locally, but you usually do when you're editing stuff. But I mean, you could do this remote. I'm doing this remote right now, so it's local, but on my home server. So yeah. So if I make this red, the text color goes red, and if I make it black again, it goes black, and that works quite well. So this is how you handle dynamic data, and you could do all this live. So we thought, well, that covers pretty much any use case we could think of, except that our Java team, which is has a really annoying setup, didn't cover their use case, because on our website we have the usual document root / and we have a lot of rewritten URLs, and we have one of them which is called static, where we serve all of our images in CSS which have a longer time to live. But that's only how it's mapped on the website. On the file system we actually have sources which is called static dash some Java stuff dash source dash, and here the interesting things start. And the / of the document root is actually written in root / source / and here the interesting stuff starts. So this doesn't map at all to what's happening on the web server. So we thought, well, then we need to be able to do some mappings. So what I can do here is, let's exit this. I can add a map. I need to go back. Yeah. And kill the server again. So what I could do here is move the style sheets to a different directory. Now it will, since it proxies Copenhagen.js.dk, it'll ask for /style sheets /style.css, but that's not really what's going on my file system. So we can define mappings. If you go back to the Livestyle, this is the command line I used before, where it proxies Copenhagen.js.dk with the root of this directory. You can give it mappings. So you can say if your client is asking for that style sheets, then you should map it to /foo. just need to reload this. There we go. And we like the background color before, so let's change that to red, and it works. So you can pretty much do this anywhere in the file system, map things everywhere you would like to, and you can get Livestyle in as many browsers as you'd like, on your local machine, across the internet, across the local network, anywhere you like. So that works. And even if you don't have Node.js, the Livestyle client, the thing that we actually inject. No, of course I'm not that good at. What's the shortcut for viewing the source? Excuse me?
Apple U.
source.
Command Apple U. Maybe.
Command Apple U? Jesus Christ, I'm a newbie up here.
It's undefined.
No, it's unknown. There we go. So what you see here is the HTML that Copenhagen.js.dk is serving. Cool. And at the bottom of this, the Livestyle proxy has. Well, and this is where our code actually starts. After the HTML tag, which is really out of place, but we did it anyway. We inject the socket.io client, and then we inject our own Livestyle client script. And that's what's basically handling looking for style sheets and finding the URL, subscribing to the URL on the server and all that stuff. This client works as well if you just take the raw JavaScript client, which is a JavaScript file in itself, and just include it on your page. And if you don't have Node on your machine for some reason, you could just install the Livestyle client, run it on your Apache server, and it'll fall back to noticing that there's no socket.io client. So let's just do polling instead. So it just polls the web server, and you get a delay, but you still get the live updates, and it works still on any browser, on any device. So that's quite cool. And that's basically it. I think I saved our Java developer like 30 seconds per save for checking the things in just one browser, because he needs to build it and send it to a development server. And then it's JBoss, and JBoss says, oh, God, you're giving me new things, I need to think about this for 10 seconds, and then he can reload. So this is a lot quicker for him. And this is all open source. This is all open sourced under it's under our company account, but we really did it in our spare time. But you can just check this out and play with it. We would love any feedback. We still have some plans to be able to refresh the HTML if it refreshes, but slash doesn't really map that well to a file name, so that's one thing that's a bit difficult. But otherwise, we think it's pretty complete by now. So that's it. Any questions?
It's not related directly to Livestyle, but more generic comment on how we can improve our tooling, because basically, I think I did CSS reload, which is the manual version of this 3 years ago, and we still have the problem with reloading, live reloading of our JavaScript. Just if you have any thoughts around this, because we can just sure reload a style sheet, but it's way more complex with JavaScript.
Yeah.
Because with the application we're building today, then keep more and more state in the client and still have the refresh, and it's just a hassle. So just if you have any thoughts on how
we thought about it.
Because the whole problem is that we have to state in the DOM, which we manipulate, and how to restore the original state of the DOM, and that's bit more complex, but it's
I think our best solution right now is to detect updates in JavaScript files and reload the application automatically instead. Because CSS is quite easy because you have a pretty well-defined structure, and
it's also stateless, right?
it's stateless, and as long as you don't mess up the order of style sheets, it actually works. So we take care to keep the order. But in JavaScript, you're basically fucked. There's so much state, and as soon as you do anything based on some DOM, and then the DOM has been manipulated or whatever, there's no real good way to do it. You will probably have to write your applications so it's enabled with
It's
this.
like I end up the same confusion as you have
I think the best insight I have is that we can make it watch the JavaScript files and send a notification for the browser to reload itself if the JavaScript files update. That's my best guess right now. We have a version of this with our own build system. We have this build system called Asset Graph, which basically maps the entire site as a dependency graph. So it has any resource type and any relation type in memory at all times. And this graph can actually be used to set up the iNotify handlers. So it can find out when to rebuild the things. We could basically do a development build with that and just get notifications on any resource that's on the page or in the entire graph and notify clients right away. But the only thing I've really found it useful for is CSS and possibly images, but it's not that often that you actually edit images on such short notice. Usually, CSS is usually the biggest problem that I found at least.
Yeah, it's really because you have the whole button.
Yeah. And now you're not doing images anyway, you're just doing it in CSS3.
Yeah.